You know, we all carry these little supercomputers around in our pockets, but the real magic, it isn't even the phone itself. It's the invisible network that brings it to life. Today, we're going to unpack that incredible technological race, the story of how each new generation of mobile networks completely changed our world and what we could do with it.
I mean, really think about that for a second. We went from these clunky phones that could barely make a crackly call to a world where someone can pilot a high-speed drone with pinpoint precision in real time from a completely different location. That jump isn't just about faster downloads, no way. It's a fundamental shift in what's even possible. So, how on earth did we get here?
Well, the best way to think about it is like a non-stop superpower race. See, with every new G, that's generation, the network itself gained a brand new power, unlocking things that seriously felt like science fiction just a decade earlier.
Okay, so this right here is our roadmap. It all started back in the 80s with 1G, when just having a voice on the go was the big deal. Then came 2G, which gave us texting. 3G started to put the internet, a basic version of it, in our hands. And then 4G completely unleashed the app revolution. Now we're deep in the 5G era, which is all about connecting machines. And yeah, we're already looking ahead to the next frontier, 6G. The key thing to remember is that each step isn't just an upgrade, it's a whole new chapter in the story. So let's rewind. Let's go all the way back to the beginning, to a time when a mobile phone was literally the size of a brick and could do exactly one thing.
This was 1G. And look, it was revolutionary because it cut the cord, right? But it was also incredibly limited. It was an analog system, which means it was prone to static, you could get your calls eavesdropped on, and all it could handle was your voice. That's it. No data, no texts, just talk.
But then the jump to 2G in the 90s happened, and it was a massive leap. It was all thanks to one critical change, the shift from analog to digital. Now, this didn't just make our calls clearer and more secure. It opened up a brand new door, the ability to send tiny little packets of digital information. And that gave birth to a global phenomenon, the SMS text message. For the very first time, our words were untethered too.
Okay, so the next leap was about way more than just calls and texts. The race shifted. It went from connecting people to each other to connecting people to information. And this is where 3G comes into play, finally bringing a usable, albeit slow, version of the internet right into our pockets and totally setting the stage for the App Store.
So while 3G gave us our first little taste of the mobile web, let's be honest, it was often slow and kind of frustrating. But 4G or LTE changed everything. The crucial point here isn't just that 4G was faster, its incredible speed and capacity were the absolute essential ingredients that made the entire modern app economy possible. I mean it. Without 4G, there's no streaming Netflix in the park, no calling an Uber, no sharing videos on the fly. It literally built the digital world that we now totally take for granted. And that brings us to today. The jump to 5G is another one of those fundamental shifts. And yeah, it makes our phones faster, but its main purpose? It's not really about us. The real revolution with 5G is happening in industry because it is the first network that was really built from the ground up to connect machines to other machines.
To get why that's so huge, you have to understand this one critical term, latency. See, if bandwidth is how much data you can send, latency is how fast it gets there and back. It is the network's reaction time. For watching a video, a tiny delay, a little buffering, who cares? But for a self-driving car or a remote-controlled drone, that reaction time is everything.
And this chart just illustrates the difference perfectly. 4G's killer feature was high speed, and that unlocked the app economy for all of us. But 5G's killer feature is ultra-low latency. We're talking near instantaneous reaction time, and that is what unlocks real-time remote control and automation for machines. It's a completely new ballgame.
Let's just go back to that drone example. With 5G, when an operator moves a joystick, that command gets sent over the network with virtually zero delay. The drone gets the signal and reacts instantly. If you tried that on a 4G network, that small delay, that latency, it could be the difference. It can mean the drone overshoots its target or just crashes. 5G is what makes precise, long-distance remote control a reality.
So, of course, the race doesn't just stop with controlling machines. It's always accelerating towards the next big thing. So, what could possibly come after 5G?
Okay, get ready for a pretty mind-bending number. The target speed for the next generation, for 6G, is 1 terabit per second. That's 1,000 times faster than the 1 gigabit speeds we sometimes see with 5G today. To put that in perspective, that's a speed that could, in theory, download over 100 movies in a single second. Just, wow.
So expected sometime around 2030, the vision for 6G is way more ambitious than just raw speed. The goal is to create a network that is so fast, so responsive, that it can seamlessly merge our physical world with the digital one and maybe even start interfacing with biological systems. I know, it sounds like science fiction, right? But hey, so did streaming video on a phone back in the 90s.
So we'll end with this thought. Each generation has built a new world for us to live in. 1G and 2G untethered our voices and our texts. 3G put the internet in our pockets. 4G took that connection and built the entire app-based reality we live in right now. 5G is building a world of automated industry as we speak. So the question we're left with is, if that's what came before, what kind of world will 6G build?